The definition of a quadratic equation, it's an equation that can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers, and your a, your first, or your leading coefficient cannot be 0, because otherwise this whole term is 0 and you have a linear equation instead of a quadratic equation. This form, ax squared plus bx plus c, is called standard form. And a little bit of information of a quadratic equation. It's a second degree equation. There is no term with a higher degree than 2. The largest degree, it's 2. Your largest power is 2 in all your terms. When the expression, ax squared plus bx plus c, it's in a quadratic equation, we can factor it out using the factor it out to solve it using the zero factor property. Here is the zero factor property. If a and b are complex numbers with a times b being equal to 0, then a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0 or both are equal to 0. Here's the explanation. If I have two things multiplying by each other, in this case we label them a and b, but it doesn't matter. We have some expression here with numbers and some expression here with numbers. When I multiply them together, they give me 0. The only way you can get 0 as a product or as a result of a multiplication, it's if one of the values is 0. So if this is 0, 0 times whatever number this is, it's going to be 0. And then if I have a number here and this is 0, 0 times any number will be 0, or 0 times 0 will be 0. That's what the zero factor property tells you, that if two things multiplied are equal to 0, then either one of them is equal to 0 or both are equal to 0. Let's see it in action. We're going to try to solve for x in this equation. 6x squared plus 7x equals to 3. I will first rewrite my equation in a way that I can set it equal to 0. I will subtract 3 from both sides. Now my expression is 6x squared plus 7x minus 3 equals 0. From the previous chapter, we already reviewed how to factor expressions. If you want to, you can use the reverse FOIL method, or if you prefer it, you can factor using the quadratic formula. After factoring this expression, I'm going to skip that step because I don't want this video to be too long. But in class, if you want me to go over this particular example, please remind me and I'll show you how to factor 6x squared plus 7x minus 3. After we factor, we get 3x minus 1 times 2x plus 3 equals 0. And then in each of your factors, remember, either this is 0 or this is 0, because when I multiply these two together, I get 0. We're going to set each factor equal to 0. And so for x, 3x minus 1 equals 0, and 2x plus 3 equals 0. We solve for it, add 1 on both sides. Now I have 3x is equal to 1, and then divide both sides by 3. X is going to be equal to 1/3 from my left factor. Now for the other side, I subtract 3 on both sides. Then 2x is equal to -3. Then I can divide both sides by 2. And now my second solution from the second factor is x is equal to -3 over 2. I'm going to continue on the next video, but I haven't decided if both are my answers. We still need to check them. So before we decide if they are answers or not, we need to check it. Please look at the next video.